Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my final review for the third season of Better Call Saul, the television series on AMC. This one is for episode 10. It's the finale. It's called Lantern. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen this episode yet, you definitely want to watch it before you watch my review. So this was quite the crazy finale episode. I wasn't expecting to see this much all packed into the season 3 finale because we just got to see a pretty crazy episode 9 where we see Kim get into the, spoiler warning, car accident and everything, and it was just so shocking and it was so crazy at the end of the episode that I felt like, okay, they probably won't do that much in episode 10. They'll probably just kind of show us what happens afterwards and that she's kind of okay and, kind of give us some closure for that. But they followed up, and they did do that part, which was really good, and I liked to see that. But then they followed up with a couple of huge, hugely important character moments in this one for Chuck, who has been, a Better Call Saul only character. He was never a character in Breaking Bad. He was never, and we didn't really know why. I mean, a lot of us have kind of theorized, since it was a prequel, that at some point in time in the series, Chuck would be killed off. It looks like we're seeing that at the end of this season, even though we didn't see a body or anything. From the looks of things, we see the lantern, we see the fire start. We know he's in there. He does not look like he's in the right frame of mind. He pretty much in this episode has a full-blown mental breakdown to the point where he goes around his house and smashes out every wall to try to find, what's using up even the littlest amount of, phantom power or what have you. And, to the point where he even smashes the meter and everything. He's just totally lost his mind, which is triggered by Jimmy coming to visit after all the stuff that happened earlier with Howard and HHM. So, I did actually predict this one. I did do a predictions video earlier where I gave my thoughts that I figured after kind of the confrontation in court and, Jimmy and Chuck not getting along anymore and all the things that were happening with Chuck, that maybe the character had run his course and maybe that he had run out of time in the series and that he would be killed off and then the show would go in kind of a different direction after this. I did like to see that Jimmy got a chance to at least kind of apologize to him in his way, or to tell him that he has regrets over what he did and that if he could do it over, he would do it differently. He would do things over differently. So that was nice for him, I suppose, that he got the chance to apologize to Chuck prior. I think that this kind of thing would have happened to Chuck anyway, whether or not Jimmy visited with him. I think he was just basically on the verge of mental breakdown. He pretty much put Howard in a force hold position where it seemed like Howard wouldn't be able to have him retire. Like there'd be no way he'd be able to kind of get rid of Chuck or put Chuck into a state where he could do no harm, that kind of thing. In this one, we find out that Howard is actually going to pay Chuck himself. So even though the firm doesn't have enough money in it to be able to pay him, Howard is going to pay Chuck in installments as much as he can, take out loans, whatever he has to do in order to keep the firm afloat. And in this one, I've always hated Howard throughout almost the entire series, but in this decision right here, I really respected what he did, especially when you see them go out and you see all the employees. You've got full-grown adults here that no doubt have families and have people they're supporting, kids, a lot of them, this kind of thing, and you just got all these people out here that are working and employed by HHM, and just to kind of get to see that Howard is willing to put his own life, in financial jeopardy in order to save the firm, in order to keep the firm from going under because of what Chuck has decided to do here. And I thought that was very honorable. I've always viewed Howard as kind of like the villain of the series, but after it was revealed earlier that really Chuck was kind of the one pulling the strings, and we get to the point here where Howard can't take it anymore. He can't keep Chuck around. He knows, that's not... He's going to further damage the reputation of the firm, and so Howard does what he has to do do in order to protect the firm and give up anything. And I really liked his comments that he made to Chuck there before he told him he was going to pay him out. That before, Chuck did have the best interests of the firm at heart, and clearly now he does not, and he's allowing personal squabbles and things like this to damage the reputation and to hurt the firm, even to the point now where he's threatening lawsuit against them, and it's going to be basically to the point where they could be shut down, or what are you going to do, kind of forcing Howard's hand, and Howard decides that he's willing to do anything necessary, pretty much even put himself in jeopardy in order to save the firm and to kind of not defeat Chuck, but to keep Chuck happy and pay him out his portion, at least in the first installment, of a few $1 million, which is just pretty crazy. Most people would be pretty happy if they got a payment like that. But I suppose just the state of mind that it puts Chuck into, and then seeing Jimmy afterwards, was just too much. And the regret maybe did take hold on him, even though he tried to act like with Jimmy that there's no reason to feel regret, and why bother, don't bother. But it's a natural human emotion. We do feel regret when we hurt others, and we do feel regret when we do things that we could have done differently. And maybe at that moment he realized that he does have regrets himself, and that maybe he feels sorry for how he treated Jimmy and how he treated Howard and everybody else, and just basically everyone around him, because at this point he's basically alone and he has nobody at this time. So I would say that I'm going to miss seeing Chuck in the show, but I didn't know what else they were going to do with him. They've already used his character quite a bit. We had kind of the big event with him in the season 2 finale. We had him almost getting committed. He can't work now. He has a bad relationship with Jimmy. So in terms of the story, I don't really know where they would go with him. Either he fades into the background, or they kind of kill him off in this way, and then it makes sense for Breaking Bad because he's not there. So I liked the choice with this one and what they did with this one. I'm not assuming he's going to survive, but you guys can write your comments below. Do you think there's any way he could survive this? I kind of doubt it. So we'll see, and we'll also see what effect this has on Jimmy in season 4. Maybe I could do a predictions video for season 4 after this, because it's a pretty big change in the series. But I would think that, this would have a dramatic change for Jimmy, I want to say, and his direction, the things he's doing. And because it's kind of like in this one, he's trying to do the right thing. You've got Irene. So Irene and Jimmy and all the stuff that's been happening with that, I really feel bad for Irene as well too. And in this one, he's trying to kind of make things right with her, but it looks like that might kind of snap back against him and cause him to not get the payout that he's going to get, at least not right now. And who knows what else could happen as a result of that. They close down the office, him and Kim. And I did like some scenes in this one. So first off, Kim looks like a zombie. You first see her and stuff. She got the face and everything. But then we find out she's mostly okay, maybe the arm in a sling, that kind of thing. But aside from that, she seems to be, for the most part, okay. But I really like the scenes in this one where she's like renting movies and stuff, and she tells the Gatwood that you're going to cancel it. She's not going to do it because she knows that she's overbooking herself again. This was the mistake she made before. She overdid it. She overcommitted, and then she couldn't deliver, right? So she just got herself into more than she could chew, bit off more than she could chew, and it made sense for her to do that. So it's kind of funny to see her rent some movies and watch the movies, because it made me think of like Blockbuster back in the day, because of course nowadays they're pretty much all out of business. If you have a local video store in town, support them. Go rent a movie or something, because to be honest, they're going away, man. They're 100% going away, and now the only time we're going to see them is in movies or flashback sequences or things like that. So there's that. So I loved all the stuff with Kim in this one. Loved all the stuff with Jimmy and her and kind of the relationship they have together. And, it so saddens me that, of course, that's not going to last. And we know that because of Breaking Bad and where Breaking Bad is at. Because I really like to see the two of them together. And I can't help but think that maybe what happened to Chuck is going to change Jimmy so much that her and Jimmy have to separate, or they're not going to be able to work together as business partners, or even romantically be involved with one another afterwards, which is really kind of heartbreaking when you see the chemistry they have together. I really love the chemistry the two of them have together, and I love seeing scenes with both of them, just really great. And because like dating back from the beginning of the first season, if you like the cigarette, and then he comes over and takes a cigarette, just little things that they have, kind of routines, or just little things that the two of them have together. It's going to be really sad to see. So I'll save that for the predictions video. But anyway, it was great stuff in this one for that. Really liked what they did with Howard in this one. Really liked what they did with Chuck, because I just don't know what else they're going to do with him in the series. That is, I'm assuming he's dead. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he might somehow survive and we might see something else, but I don't see it right now, one way or another. So there's all that. Then we got the stuff with Nacho, which was pretty exciting. We have kind of the heart attack or stroke that Hector Salamanca has. We had the stuff with Papi, Nacho's dad, which was kind of intense. And then we see all that, and then Gus, of all people, is the one who kind of is helping Hector and the others call the police and everything, and get that all sorted out, because he gets so mad, and his medication and stuff that he kind of hasn't been taking as a result of Nacho switching everything out and everything. We can kind of see that Gus kind of gives Nacho the look like he kind of thinks like maybe he had something to do with this, right? Maybe he poisoned him or something, getting the pills and stuff. So yeah, that was cool. I did like the scene. We kind of knew that was going to happen anyway. It was kind of set up for a little while, but it was a pretty exciting scene when it actually did happen. So in the end, I mean, this was a packed episode. It was a little bit extended, longer than usual. I love the episode, man. I love season 3 of Better Call Saul. It's my favorite season so far. I mean, you have so much crazy stuff happening all throughout. It's a really solid season. There's very few episodes in this season that I didn't love, and I hope you guys like the reviews this season for Better Call Saul. If you did, don't forget, guys, give me a thumbs up below. You can also share. If you got a Facebook, you wouldn't mind sharing through for me with the video. I'd appreciate that. And yeah, send me any questions you guys have. Maybe we'll do one Better Call Saul Q&A after such kind of a crazy ending to the season, and maybe I'll do a predictions video for season 4 and what I think we'll see next for our characters. I might have that for you guys tomorrow or the next day, depending. So leave me feedback. Let me know what you guys think, what you want to see from the channel, what you want to discuss. Leave your comments below, and we can do at least one Q&A or predictions video at minimum. So I'll get that done for you guys pretty soon. It was a great finale. It was a great season 3. I really enjoyed Better Call Saul this year. It was great, and kind of a goodbye to Chuck, which is sad. But I mean, it's we don't know how many seasons they're going to get out of Breaking Bad, or out of Better Call Saul. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense, I think, at this point to do that. I'm going to give this episode a 9.8 out of 10. I thought it was damn close to perfect. It was really great, and I really enjoyed it a lot, especially stuff with also with Irene too, and the stuff that happened with that, the microphone and everything was cool. Having the super analytic, annoying girl come back again was good too. So let me know what you guys think. Write those comments below. Thumb it up. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another Better Call Saul video. As always, Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.